The topics that we will be speaking about: the Saudi market overview, market developments, highlights of the new mining investment system, government initiatives to develop the sector, state mining company Ma'aden, opportunities and challenging. For Oman, we'll speak about the market overview, market developments, minerals development Oman MDO, opportunities and challenges. The Saudi market overview. Saudi Arabia is rich with its natural resources. Their estimated value is 1.3 trillion USD excluding oil. The significant mineral resources are iron, gold, copper, phosphate, bauxite, zinc, and others. Saudi Arabia is one of the world's top phosphate suppliers. Under Vision 2030, the National Industrial Development and Logistics Program, NIDLIP, aims to improve the country's global position in the mining economy, as well industry, energy, and logistics. Market developments. On the 1st of September 2019, Saudi Arabia created an independent Ministry of Industry and Mineral Resources, given the importance of the sector, being part of the country's strategy to diversify from oil and gas. In 2020, the Ministry of Industry and Mineral Resources allocated 54 sites with an area of 4,000 square kilometers, which is the largest in Saudi mining history. These potential sites will be open for local and international exploration companies. In January 2021, the new Saudi mining investment system came into effect. The new system will reduce imports by $9.85 billion, boost the sector contribution to the GDP by $6 billion, and increase the government's revenues by $2.8 billion. And it will create over 200,000 direct and indirect jobs in the sector by 2030. The government objectives for 2035. 1. GDP contribution by $75 billion US. 2. Sector employment to reach 500,000 jobs. 3. Private sector investment to reach $426 billion. And $2.9 billion increase in government revenues. The highlights of the new mining investment system. Determining which mining sites are excluded from the new mining system and the sites that require approvals before issuing exploration licenses. Establishing a mining services company to take over providing financial support and technical expertise, monitoring and ensuring optimum exploitation of mineral resources, and evaluating all requirements before issuing the mining licenses from the ministry. Approving issuance of mining licenses for small gold and precious metals mine. Facilitate requirements to obtain mining licenses for small investors. Granting investors the right to make changes in the management of their companies without pre-approval from the ministry. Increasing the value of fines in case of any violation to the new system. Obliging exploitation license holders to provide financial guarantees, ensuring rehabilitation and closure of the mine. Obliging each applicant to submit an environmental study and a plan to develop local communities and to ensure rehabilitation and closure of the mine. Create a mining fund at the Ministry of Industry and Mineral Resources to support exploration activities, rehabilitation of mines, and to improve training initiatives and research capabilities in the sector. Encourage investors to process raw materials inside the country by lowering the amount of financial dues for the companies working in the subsector. Amending the expiry and the size of some exploration licenses to improve the mining investment environment. Now we will talk about the government's initiatives to develop the sector. $3.8 billion are to be spent to enhance geological database. Saudi Arabia will approximately spend around $6.5 billion on exploration between 2017 and 2035. 1,200 potential targets were identified, and about 1,000 projects went for initial feasibility studies. Out of those, 42 initiatives were identified. They will develop the local content. And in July 2019, the country expanded the mandate of its 28 billion USD industrial fund to allow the financing of energy, logistics, and mining projects. The fund can now provide financing to businesses outside the kingdom that have Saudi investors. Now we will talk about the government initiatives to develop the sector. In 2020, the government launched a digital platform called Tadin to promote transparency in the mining sector and improve public access to information on licenses and mining areas. The Saudi Geological Survey, SGS, published the National Geological Database web portal allowing investors to benefit from the available data. Large amounts of new infrastructure will be built, around 3,200 kilometers of new roads, 18 million tons of additional freight capacity on the north-south rail network, and about 50 million tons of additional port capacity. Saudi Arabia will establish Center of Excellence and Innovation and will boost the mineral value chain by 30% in upstream and 70% in downstream activities. The state mining company Ma'aden. Ma'aden was established in 1997 by a royal decree to facilitate the development of the country's mineral resources. It was wholly owned by the Saudi government until 50% of the shares were floated on the Saudi Stock Exchange Tadawul in 2008. Currently, the Government Public Investment Fund, PIF, holds 65% of the shares. Ma'aden holds more than 85% market share of mining activities. It's a major explorer of solid minerals. Ma'aden's main activities are aluminum, phosphate, gold, copper, and industrial minerals. Doing business with Ma'aden. All suppliers willing to become approved vendors to Ma'aden have to register using the following link, as shown in the presentation, and once the company successfully completes the online registration, it will be asked to submit necessary documents to this link for evaluation. Canadian presence in the market. Barrick Gold Corporation has a 50-50 JV in Ma'aden Barrick Copper Company and BCC operating the Jabal Sayed copper mine in western KSA. In November 2020, the Canadian local joint venture Sender Geophysics Arabia based in Khobar under a Rafid Group signed an agreement with the Saudi Geological Survey to provide high-resolution airborne, magnetic, and radiometric data over part of the Arabian Shield in western Saudi Arabia. Opportunities. Main opportunities in Saudi Arabia are exploration services, project management and technical consultation, feasibility studies, resource and reserves analysis, conveying materials, innovation in mining equipment, clean tech in mining, and environmental services. Local mining services companies could be interested in partnering with Canadian companies to execute multiple projects for Ma'aden. Ma'aden as well is looking for international JVs and partnerships through investments into foreign companies and their projects. There are few challenges in the mining industry in Saudi Arabia. One, limited publicly available geoscience data, but it is under development. Absence of local industry association. Local industry is dominated by few major players and many small industrial producers. The infrastructure to continue to be further developed in the coming years to transport ores to processing plants and exporting ports. Strong competition from Europe, China, Australia, and South Africa. Please note that the ongoing bilateral issue could be a stumbling block in some situations. But given the massive business potential in the sector, the Trade Commissioner's Service advises interested Canadian companies to stay engaged and explore potential collaboration arrangements. TCS also advises to sign clearly written contracts that cover many obvious risk factors for Canadian companies, including the methods of payment as well as financial and legal guarantees. Now we will speak about Oman. Oman's vast mineral resources are still relatively untapped. Oman is the second largest country after Saudi Arabia in the GCC region with an excellent geology of minerals, and it's the first GCC producer and exporter of ferrochrome. The key minerals are copper, gypsum, marble, limestone, dolomite, and chromium. There is a recent discovery of gold and rare earths. Oman is well placed to meet African and Asian demand. There are 3 key ports in Oman: Salalah, Duqm, and Suhar. The government established the Public Authority for Mining (PAM) in 2014 to regulate the sector. In 2016, Minerals Development Oman (MDO) was established. It's a state-owned conglomeration of 4 Omani sovereign wealth funds and government investment entities. Market developments. In February 2019, the government issued the Law of Mineral Wealth. The new mining law increased the minimum mining license period from 1 to 5 years, issued new licenses to several companies, announced 110 new blocks for exploration and investment, introduced flexible royalties, 5% down from 10, and prioritized the local employment and protection of the environment. In August 2020, a royal decree dissolved PAM and transferred its powers to the newly created Ministry of Energy and Minerals. Minerals Development Oman (MDO) was formed in 2017 by 4 state-owned investment arms and is entrusted to carry out both upstream and downstream activities and to collaborate with the private sector. MDO focuses on exploring copper, chromite, gold, gypsum, limestone, dolomite, and others. MDO aims to work with international partners in developing different projects inside the country. MDO current portfolio, as you can see, in upstream, it includes the Oman Chromite Company, Al Hajar Mining, Salt Project, and Chrome Project, whereas on the downstream, we have limestone, copper projects, and the GIE Salt Project. Opportunities in Oman. This is a list of opportunities including mineral processing services, innovation in mining equipment, energy optimization, exploration services, mining labs in Oman to be established, and project for chemicals testing. An internal rail network for the mining industry is a new focus of Oman Global Logistics Group. MDO expressed interest in partnering with Canadian companies, providing the expertise and know-how in new technologies in copper, chrome, and dolomite. Canadian companies are always encouraged to find Omani private sector partners for potential business. For the challenges, we have the shortage of certain skilled workers and strong competition from UK and Australia. Thank you for listening to the presentation.